What the heck happened last week? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rick and Nikki here.
Hello.
And let me be clear. This weekly roundup is going to be a little different than what you're used to. You'll see as we go along. The big news of last week, of course, dealing with the theme parks, the fact that they had to close down for a little bit because of Tropical Storm / Hurricane Nicole, or as we called it in this house, Hurricane Nikki. That's every week, though. Tropical Storm Nicole did reach hurricane status right before it reached land, just for a hot minute there. But as a result, the theme parks, a lot of them in the area, did have to close down for a day or two.
Sure enough.
But it seems like they all kind of survived it pretty well.
Yeah.
No major damage, so looks like we're back to business as usual. And that's it. That is it for what I call the newsy news.
Okay.
It was a light week as far as theme park news was concerned. So like I told you at the beginning, this is going to be a little bit different type of weekly roundup.
Okay.
Is this news to you, Nikki?
This is news to me,
I
Ricky.
did not fill you in ahead of time, did I?
No, sometimes I don't see the script that he has written until I walk in the room.
Now there was, as I'm researching, there was a story about SeaWorld Orlando having record revenue.
Nice.
Also a story about Disney theme parks having soaring revenue.
Okay.
Also a story about Disney having a hiring freeze and cutting jobs.
Yeah, you kind of threw those both at me like yesterday, and I was confused by it.
Well, when you see the two stories back to back, kind of doesn't make sense.
Right, exactly.
But the soaring revenue is related to the theme parks. Disney is a much larger company than just theme parks.
Yes.
I don't know how the streaming service is doing. I don't think it's doing too well.
Right.
So they missed their marks as far as like profitability by like $1 billion, I think. At least what the expectation was.
Okay.
So, I mean, do we even watch Disney Plus anymore?
I'll catch a movie now and then. I think I saw like Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay.
The last thing I
so
kind of
we are
watched.
getting some use out of it.
Yes.
Okay. I think, well, I don't watch it that much.
No, you don't.
I think the last Marvel show that I watched was Loki.
Yeah.
I did watch Loki, and
I watched part of She-Hulk.
okay,
Part of it, like the first, like maybe half of the season.
okay. And as far as the Star Wars, the other big like IP on that streaming service, I did see the Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Right.
but I mainly watched it for Darth Vader. So I'm not using it. I was thinking about getting rid of it, but if you still have some use for it, I guess we'll keep it.
Okay.
But see, that was like the boring business type news. Revenue up, hiring freeze, business stuff.
Okay.
Not my favorite stuff to talk about. I wasn't even going to do a weekly roundup this week.
Ah.
But you know why I did it?
Why?
All the work you did on the Christmas decorations back there.
Oh, yeah.
We got Christmas trees and garland. And
yeah, I produced a new set for us. A holiday set.
All types of little like Earl the Squirrel stuff. So
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
So that's why I did the weekly roundup.
Oh, that's sweet.
I wasn't going to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go.
But so that's kind of what the heck happened last week
Okay.
with the newsy news type of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. But there's other stuff we can talk about, like what happened last week. So, for example, in one of my update videos, I mentioned how Universal team members found 40 kegs of Dufftoberfest beer.
Yeah, that was an awesome find.
No one commented on that.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about it more now.
Okay.
So, yeah, I walked up to the Duff Brewery, and they did not have the flags, the blue and white flags for Dufftoberfest. They didn't have the banners up. So I'm talking to one of the barkeeps, because I asked questions.
Sure.
Like, okay, the flags are gone, so Dufftoberfest must be over, right? And they're like, well, they took the flags down because they thought we were out of beer.
Oh.
But we have found 40 kegs.
How do you lose 40 kegs? That seems like a lot of beer to just misplace.
I don't know.
Find. But whatever. Hey,
They
bonus,
found
bonus.
it. So they're going to continue offering the Dufftoberfest beer.
well, that's good.
but only outside at the brewery,
Okay.
not in Moe's.
Gotcha.
So see, I mean, we can still talk about what happened last week.
Yes, of course.
It's not the newsy new stuff. Another thing we can discuss, the holiday tribute store. Now, we are recording this weekly roundup on a Saturday before we've seen the store.
Right. I saw pictures.
Oh, did you? I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Orlando Informer posted some pictures on Facebook.
They
So I
always
tried not to look too deeply because I didn't, I wanted to be surprised when we go tonight.
But in my update video, I did show the facade.
Yes, you did.
So it's not like a facade they built this time.
Right.
And the comments from the video, a lot of people are digging, the using the actual store, front as the tribute store facade.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as you showed it to me, I was like, ooh, that's classy. It's got that, Miracle on 34th Street kind of vibe.
Yes.
So, no, I liked it. I thought it was really nice.
I actually like it too.
I like the simplicity of it. It doesn't have to go over the top all the time. Simple and classy.
And it fits as far as like being in New York City.
Oh, for sure.
Walking down the street and going into stores for Christmas shopping. So I like it too. Now, I did, the little cynical part of me did have to mention that, it's probably the cheapest one they've had to build because they really didn't build anything. They put some things on the outside. It looks nice. I'm not saying it doesn't look nice and that I don't enjoy it. But from a budgeting point of view, my hat's off. I used to work in like budgeting and finance and stuff. So, I can appreciate the...
Well, I think sometimes that, when you have challenges like that, let's just say, because we're guessing on that. Okay. We're supposing, but I mean, sometimes through challenges, you come up with more creative and innovative ways to do things. So, no, I thought it was great. I really liked it.
I do know this.
Okay.
I do know the summer facade, that theater facade, was the most expensive one they've ever built.
Okay.
And then they reused it for HHN. So I thought they were going to reuse it again somehow, keep the story going. But no, I like the classic clean look.
Oh, I do too.
There, so yeah, and
good job, Universal.
Yeah, the comments in the of that video.
Everybody's saying about the same thing, right? Yeah.
Now here is something that did not make it into that update video.
No, but you came home and told me all about it though.
Almost like bonus footage.
Without the footage.
Yes,
it's
a story. I'm just relaying a story.
It's a story.
So
it's a good story.
When I was recording in the holiday shop, I showed a shirt, a mistletoe pines shirt.
Yes,
I came
it's super
out.
cute. I want that
you
shirt.
Wanted it.
I was like, I need that shirt. that's a Nikki shirt.
Well, when I left the store outside on that side street, it really doesn't have a name. It's that other brick road that usually has all the HHN food tents. I noticed a group of 4 or 5 team members. Now, they were not like in theme park attire. Like, you see the guys with the green shirts and, or the yellow shirts that are actually working in the theme park. They were in like their business casual clothes, but they had the name tags on.
Gotcha.
And I'm always chatting up people, being
friendly,
gregarious.
You're just friendly.
And because I noticed they were workers or team members, I just started to walk by and I looked at them. And before I could say anything, they were like, "Hey, Rick."
Aw.
And I was
so
like,
sweet.
I was like, well, here, I can tell you guys have it figured out. Whatever you're working on right now, because they were in a little huddle of like 4 or 5 people in a huddle. I'm like, I have confidence. You guys are going to work it out, figure it out. You are the smartest guys I've seen all day. And then one guy was like, you haven't seen very many people today then. But the thing is, as I was talking, one of them said, Rick, we're doing something here, something you're going to enjoy Monday through Fridays.
Ooh.
So I don't know what's happening. That's all they told me. We're doing something here. You're going to like it Monday through Fridays.
It's exciting to see now.
Yeah, I'll keep going back and figure out what it is. So I don't know if they're planning something for that street or what. But they were just the big tease. So we'll pay attention as I do the update videos or whatnot. Yeah. And we'll see if something becomes of that conversation or if they were just pulling my leg.
Like they made you walk to the lighthouse during a live stream one time. Yeah.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
You never know.
Another thing you may notice when I'm doing the update videos, I do one for Islands of Adventure. I do one for Universal Studios Florida. Henceforth, we will refer to one as islands and one as studios. Okay.
Yes. Just so much easier. Shorthand
so, you see a lot of construction walls at islands and at studios.
Yeah. There has been.
I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of construction walls around now, which, I guess if you're in the park right now at this moment, maybe not that pleasant to see all the construction walls. Mm-hmm. But to me, that's just like them getting the parks ready. Epic's coming before the summer of 2025, and they're getting these other parks ready. So I'm happy to see it. Now, a couple of them are big projects over at like studios, the replacement for Shrek, the replacement for the Monsters Cafe. Those are big projects, but there's a lot of other construction walls around with smaller projects, them sprucing up the joint.
Right.
So I'm happy to see it.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't mind the new, right?
Yeah. Freshen it up, get it ready. That way when Epic opens, all 3 parks are just pristine and ready for guests.
I like it.
But what do we think needs to be done at studios or islands? I'm thinking, I'm pretty happy with islands. With the additions of Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure and Velocicoaster. I mean, I can always enjoy a new ride.
Oh,
but
sure.
I don't think it's lacking in anything. The Lost Continent.
Yeah.
Oops, I spoke too soon. Okay.
Well, and then that one section, that has multi-purpose use, the stadium area between Marvel and the comic area.
But now that I thought about it, I do think that
there are 2 zones, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that the Lost Continent, something could happen there.
Yeah.
Now, as far as studios, I think they need another big ride.
I would agree. I think they need another big attraction. Mm-hmm.
That's in addition to them kind of fixing up Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah.
But I think that the experience in that park, and I know they're redoing the kids zone, which is good for the kids, but just in general, I feel like it needs another big, we'll call it, the e-ticket attraction.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Big thrill ride. I don't know what it could be, but they need something big, I think.
Right.
This is for rides.
Right. And I honestly, I don't know if I would want another like VR one or, one that's like augmented reality or whatever, a screen. I don't know if I would want another one there.
They're always talking about the Fear Factor.
Right. They have
Stadium.
space for it. Mm-hmm.
Something to go in there.
Right.
Expansion of Harry Potter. Some people are like, too much Harry Potter, but I'm not that way.
No, I'm not that way.
As long as it's a cool ride, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of like why I like theme parks and why I do theme park videos. And my love of theme parks is really the rides and the theming. Now, I could be happy going on a roller coaster in a parking lot with just like a Superman sticker on the roller coaster. That'd be fun. But, I do enjoy the theming of a theme park.
Yeah, of course.
So, rides. And here's a development from last week.
Yes.
Our short stories.
I'm very excited.
There's a 4th book in development, our short story in development. Mm-hmm. The original trilogy is available. I have links to it in the description box. The stories are fictional. We are real. What happens to us in those stories or those books are not real, but they're a fun read. Mm-hmm. But the author, J. Jackson Bentley, thought he was just going to do a trilogy, but he's come up with an idea for like a Christmas story.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You'll see some familiar names in this one. So we just got to finalize a few more things. But I'm excited.
I guess it's a thing in England to have to tell ghost stories during Christmas time or to have a Christmas mystery.
Yeah, like a Christmas carol, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So there you go. Look forward to that. When I have more information on the 4th Rix Flix short story, I'll let you know. But if you're just learning about these, there's links in the description box.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
They're a lot of fun.
And it's time. I do this every weekly roundup. Shameless plugs. I guess I just did one. The book's kind of one.
Yeah, shameless plug number 2.
Kind of referring to your latest Disney video.
Oh, goodness.
You had a trip to the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, to show a lot of the holiday happenings there.
What's happening now and what's happening in December.
Exactly. And this is, if you don't go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, this is fun things that you can do in the park and some snacks that you can get.
Mm-hmm. How's, can I ask you how the vlogging's going? It's harder than it looks.
Gosh, to all those vloggers out there that make it look easy, it's quite a challenge. I'm not one that's comfortable being is it in front of the camera?
Yeah.
I'm not quite.
Well, neither one of us, we don't have a background in like entertainment or not even like taking drama in high school.
Yeah. It's nothing that I ever thought that I would do. So, it's been a bit of, like a gut check too. Just, so, I think that the only way you're going to get better at something and get more comfortable is to keep doing it. So, I'm just going to keep plugging away at it. It's not where I want it to be yet. So
Well, it's kind of like how I started, getting used to be on camera, and then the editing takes longer because you're not that efficient recording.
Yes.
So you really have to save yourself in editing.
Yeah, a lot. I'm having to save myself a lot in editing.
Now, for some people, it might be easy. For us, it's not that easy.
No, it's not. It doesn't come naturally for either one of us, I think. We're just normal people, trying to give it a go.
But I will put a link to Nikki's latest Disney video. Go check it out. Support Nikki.
Thank you.
She needs some love.
Oh, it's all right. On to questions and answers.
Questions and answers. To submit a question, and I don't use every question. I try to do the ones that I think will help the most people.
Right.
Or if it's just like weird or interesting.
Weird.
But just go to my website, myrixflix.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the home page. You know what? There's a little box for you. Fill out your question. But when you're on the website, check it out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Some other stuff in there, not just a question box.
All right. The first one is from Carrie. Hey there. Love watching y'all. My significant other does not eat cheese. Crazy and almost a deal breaker. When ordering food from Disney and Universal, are you able to request no cheese or are no special requests allowed? I wasn't sure if anything was pre-assembled.
That's like an easy one to say no cheese.
Right. So you can, when using the mobile order app,
at Universal.
At Universal.
Or, both. Disney and Universal.
Disney has very specific ones when you open up the app, and I need to go over that next time I do a Disney vlog, which I probably will do it from Animal Kingdom, is that when you open up the app, it gives you a whole list of food sensitivities or food allergies that you can click, and it will give you it will populate itself. It's amazing. With Universal, you just hit the button that says, I have a food allergy. And then when you go to pick up your food, or you walk up and you say, hey, listen, this is what I need, not on my, my item. They will take care of it right away. Any kind of situation though, you walk up and say, hey, listen, I don't want it with cheese or without, any dairy. They'll do their best to make it happen.
That's with the map, or if you just go stand by and order something.
Right.
But to say no cheese, that's an easy one.
Right.
You should have no issues with no cheese.
Right. Exactly. You made it, you succinctly put it together, but I try to give some detail. All right. Number 2 is from Patty. Hey, y'all, my family and I just bought annual passes, and we were wondering where we can pick them up. We love your videos, and you convinced us on becoming pass holders.
Yay.
That's awesome. Yay.
Have a good time with
Yes.
that.
Honestly, you're going to have a great time, and it'll pay for itself fairly quickly.
Get
A couple times
discounts
a year.
and
Yeah. Make sure you use those discounts with everything for sure.
Pick them up, Nikki.
So I'm pretty sure, can you pick them up at the hotel too? Like those travel kiosks? Or no?
See, that's what I don't know. We pick ours up at guest services.
Yeah, we just walk up to guest services and pick them up.
So that is a certainty. Now, if you're staying in a hotel, you can go down and ask.
Yeah.
If you can get them there.
Yeah, I apologize for not specifically knowing, just because we live here, so I don't.
Well, I just
ever
knew
do
about
it that way.
When I read the question, I knew I was going to answer with guest services.
Right.
But you cannot get them from the self-service kiosks.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Right. Because they're hard passes, they're hard tickets.
But check with your hotel. Maybe they can do them there. For sure, guest services.
Yes.
I always go to the ones by the actual theme park.
Yeah, by the gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a guest services in City Walk.
Yeah, next to.
Yeah, and I think they do them there too. I think Courtney got hers there or something. But
Yes.
Yeah, but I always just go to the ones closest to the actual theme park entrance.
Yes. All right, number 3 is for Martin. We have 14-day Disney tickets, but given the closing of the kids section in Universal Studios and the lack of attractions for a small 3-year-old in IOA, is there enough in justifying buying Universal tickets given the extra cost for the little one?
Ooh, okay. So for Islands of Adventure, Islands, I was just going to call it Islands. But for Islands, there is the there's Seuss Landing. That's the main kid area. But I do think like those rides still have
height requirements. Okay.
At least I know like the High in the Sky Trolley does.
Right.
And I think Cat in the Hat too. So even a 3-year-old is kind of small. Universal is tough for like toddlers.
It really is.
Yeah, for getting on rides.
Yeah. A fun area if, you don't do studios, an option because it's still extremely hot here in Florida is to go to Volcano Bay. Their little kid area at Volcano Bay is a lot of fun and it's super cute. So that could be an option, instead of doing the theme parks.
I love Universal, but I don't know if it's worth the extra cost for like a 3-year-old.
Right.
Now, please check the comment section. There's going to be people leaving comments on this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's been a while since our kids were 3, and they mainly did play in like the Woody Woodpecker area.
Yes.
But 3 is just tough.
It is.
For toddlers, Universal's tough. I don't think it's worth the extra cost. That's my opinion.
I'm leaning more towards that too.
Check the description box. Someone may have another opinion who recently took a 3-year-old, but especially if I don't know exactly when you're coming. Does it say?
No.
Oh, the kids zone is closing down there in studios on January 15th.
Right.
So yeah, check the comment box, but I don't think it's worth it.
Okay.
Not for that young.
Right. And for question number 4, which is almost the opposite.
It is. I didn't even know I did that.
Spectrum. All right. This one's from Pete and Shauna. Serious adulting question. How has it been adjusting to going to theme parks without kids? My daughter just started college this year, and my son is a senior. We'll be empty nesters soon, and we still love the parks, but I'm having a hard time trying to picture being there without them. Any suggestions or ideas on how to make the adjustments of being in the parks, just the 2 of us, for the first few times? Oh gosh, this question like tugs at my heart.
Yeah, but
I'm emotional. Wow, it's weird.
But we adjusted well.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but I don't know if we missed the kids at the theme parks. It's going to be easier.
It's going to be way less expensive.
Managing 2 people wants and desires and needs and what they want to do versus 4.
Oh my gosh, you're
going to be easier.
Yeah, it's okay. So
it's not that difficult.
No, it isn't. And actually it's a lot of fun because like you said, it's easier because you can just pick whatever you 2 want to do. It's half the price of what you used to spend, because you don't have little kids with you. And there's so much to do. Even if like you don't want to do rides, just walking around in those special events, like, at Christmas time and Mardi Gras and HHN, there's a lot of awesome things to do, for adults.
Now, it might be difficult from an emotional point of view
Yes.
if you're dwelling and thinking on, oh, this was Mary's favorite ride and she's not here and we're going to go on it by ourselves. Just don't think about that.
Yeah.
Just go have fun for yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And take some selfies and send it to the kids and make them jealous. That always helps me. Teasing the kids.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
Wish you were here. Study hard for that exam.
Well, it's so funny. Like the kids moved out and they're like, geez, you guys really are living your best life now that we're out of the house. So, we drop everything for our kids. Like the minute they need something, we are 100% there for them. But, they're off living their lives and having a good time, so we try to do the same.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah, you
Just
will.
don't dwell on missing them.
Yeah.
Question 5, Nikki.
All right. Now that's, I will say that Disney, I dwell more on Disney. Like I get more nostalgic and more emotional at Disney for that reason, because it pulls it when, the kids were little. Okay. Now, question number 5 is from Becca. How far is Universal Orlando to International Drive? Like walking distance?
Well, sort of. I know people who will walk from the theme park area and City Walk area to Endless Summer.
Yes.
Universal has some hotels there. So you can do that. People do that. And then it's not that much further to walk down to some of the activities like the Big Wheel. Icon Park is what it is.
Right.
That's not too bad either. But this is what I would do. Do you know what I would do?
What?
I would, if I'm at City Walk or at one of the theme parks, I would take the bus to Endless Summer, and then I would get off the bus and then walk down International Drive.
That makes sense.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, sure.
But it's totally walking distance, yes.
Yes, absolutely. For sure. There's sidewalks the whole way. It's not like you're going to have to be walking through the street or the road. There's nice, crosswalks and sidewalks. So you'd be totally, safe making that. Because like you have to cross over, I-4.
Yeah, there's a bridge.
So there's a bridge over I-4, again, with, sidewalks.
No big deal.
So, yeah, it's doable.
Before we go, we would like to give a shout out to our newest members and patrons.
Yay!
Nikki, I'll give you the honors this week.
Oh, you give me the honors every week. All right. Jordan Hill. Yay! Thank you, Jordan. Is a Nikki rock star.
She's one of Nikki's rock stars.
Woo, awesome. And then we have a producer of the Atomex.
That's what I was going to say.
All right, perfect.
Thank you guys for supporting the channel.
Yes, absolutely. It's the help Nikki be free.
Hashtag free Nikki.
Hashtag free Nikki. Yes. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining the family.
Yes, absolutely.
So that is what the heck happened last week.
Yes.
Now, do some boops. Boop the subscribe button. Boop the like button.
Boop.
Boop the notification button so you don't miss future videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as always,
don't miss the magic. Don't miss the fun.
See you next time.
His name is Rick, her name is Nikki, showing how theme parks are done. Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Hit subscribe.